Old man Woody likes the crooked cock.
Absolutely. All right. So, what object did you fuck, Taylor?
Well, I was a little peeved that you blew mine right away. Couch cushions.
Yes, that's mine too.
Person.
Oh man.
Yeah, where you fuck
wonderful
between
lovers.
couch cushions, and even as, you know how many times I did it? Once.
Me too.
You know why? Because you do it once and you're like, this is awful. Like this is way worse than just jacking off. And so then you don't do it anymore. I think that's a realization you come to when you try and fuck house. I mean, I've never done the sponge microwave baggy thing you're talking about, but
Neither have I.
That's why I
think-
keep all the rubber gloves in the house.
rubber gloves, that's probably another good way to do it. But I think that everybody who tries these kinds of things realizes this is way worse than just jacking off, and so that's why it's not widespread. Maybe you think differently, Kyle. What did you fuck?
Well, if you've got a bit of wet platinum, not a sponsor tonight, but a personal favorite of mine, then you really don't need any sort of a device. Wet platinum, it's the finest silicone-based premium lubricant on the market. Again,
If you're
not
out
getting
there, Wet
paid for this
Platinum,
at all.
I swear to fuck, you better sponsor us.
It's
we've
a
tried
fucking
so hard
crime
for so
that you
long.
people don't pay us to pimp your shit. For years, I've been selling your lube to the masses.
I lubed my hardwood floor and danced on it.
This is the lube of kings right here. Wet platinum, now with a red top. Check it out.
And wait, and
But
this
by the
is
way-
not an ad.
No, it's not. Don't buy that flavored wet platinum shit. It's a
do not
yeast
get the
infection.
flavor.
Okay,
It should be a crime to
no.
make it. Wet platinum, you're fucking up.
I just wanna. I'm so sorry. I just want to make sure. So, you talked about what you jerk off to for an ad for routers, but your ad for jerk off juice is not an ad for anything.
Correct.
I just want to make
Not getting paid a dime, and it's a fucking crime.
Well, that's how I gotta get some of this stuff.
Chiz, please
Wow.
reach
Really,
out to Wet Platinum.
It really is the best. It's quite expensive, and I can say that because they're not a sponsor. It's very expensive.
Well,
I've
it
got-
goes a long way. And by the
I
way,
don't
it doesn't
understand
come
why
off.
five-
But aren't
This
you worth
bottle
it?
is like $11 or $12. This little bottle.
lasts
I've got
a long time,
$70 bottle in the other room with a pump on top.
Little dabble, do you?
A little dab.
Dude, if you have that shit all over your dick, like if you fuck at night, you go to bed without washing off, you got Wet Platinum all over your cock, you get in the shower the next day, you might fucking slip and kill yourself because the second that water hits your dick, it's had 12 hours or whatever to soak in or dissipate or whatever. No, it immediately becomes an oil slick, and you will honestly step back and grab the side thing. Like you might hurt yourself. So always dab the dick after to get most of that off.
I have practically the opposite experience, right? Like you did fuck and then immediately shower. That would be more normal for me. And it's like, holy shit, this thing's good for like 16 hours or 3,000 miles. It doesn't just wash right off. I've cleaned my whole body. I've soaped my junk 3 times, and I believe I could fuck her right now and still be lubed up.
You better.
You know
sell.
what the trick is? You know what you actually do?
Could be. Maybe I need Dawn or something.
I use Irish
You use Dawn. They use Dawn to get oil
Dawn.
off of
Cuts through the grease.
off of baby
Talking
duck.
about sink, like dish soaps.
Yes.
Dawn? Like in the. If
Oh,
you're
yeah,
washing
Kyle,
with that, your skin's got to be so dry and flaky.
I'm
Good
just
Lord.
saying, I just
Well, I
know
don't
how
wash
well.
with-
Like when I have greasy hands from working on cars or something, Dawn cuts it. It's like a superpower because it cuts grease. That's what Dawn is about. So I just imagine that it works on Wet Platinum. That's why I brought it up.
This is
Well,
not
maybe-
brought to you by Dawn.
You're talking about the amazing lube destroying power of Dawn dish soap
Yeah.
and this lube. Just talk about the router. If you're doing the router.
Oh, the router's done. We were past the router.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my God!
We went from
Bring it
round.
back to the router. The router company. I'm saying. Why
Maybe-
aren't they talking about me like they're talking about this lube?
But indirectly, we are
Do you
actually
use
talking about the
routers
router.
to access internet to jack off with lube? Yeah. Well, then this is an
Exactly.
advertisement for you.
Oh man. So, we didn't go to the round table. Here's
Yeah. We're not. Yeah, go.
Here's my couch fucking experience. So I've often joked about what a late bloomer I was. And that's true. It really is true. And there's other evidence like how long it took for leg hair, underarm hair, like muscles to come in. So I really was a late bloomer. But I have sometimes wondered if I had the ability to come a good 9 or 12 months before I knew it. Right? Because I didn't know how to jerk off. I did like the Pornhub wasn't a thing back in like the 90s, so or maybe even late 80s. So I don't know what I'm doing. I have Penthouse letters, and I read a Penthouse letter story of like it was somehow like a wrist brushed against a penis, and the signals were electric. So I was like, aha, I guess that's how you jerk off. So I'm like trying, experimenting on my own, not knowing how to jerk off because, like I said, the media just was not as prevalent back then as it is now. Well, I don't know. We had this cable box that decoded like everything. We could get what they called the Spice Channel, I think, and Skinamax and things like that. So I'm home alone watching this stuff, and yeah, sure enough, like there's no one else around. They've all gone to bed. I think I slept in the living room like by myself through most of my teenage years, and I don't know, one thing leads to another, and I do a little couch humping, as you do, and that was my first ejaculation. And like I said, like it could be that I missed like 6 prime months of ejaculation and didn't know, or 9 or 12.
Wait, real quick. But the way you set it up, I want to know, was there like a thing to catch the semen, or was it just you just blew a wad right into the middle of the
There was some
couch?
cleanup afterwards, Taylor. You're being a little judgy in this whole scenario.
Well, no, but I'm asking because that was your first blow, and so you must have had that like, oh,
yeah,
this is an unforeseen hurdle.
It wasn't completely unforeseen. I mean, like I had magazines. I knew that coming was a thing, but I didn't know coming was my thing, right? I thought I just was not lucky like that. So, and by the way, like I'm, you know how
the myth
you know
of the male orgasm.
yeah. You know how you know it's coming. So I could have stopped. But this, to me, was like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I don't know that this is going to happen again. This is the first time it's ever happened. Why would I think that this was a repeatable feat? I don't know how to make this go. So what's working, we stick with it. We go. We finish. We don't give up. We're completion people. So that's how it went.
I like to imagine the reason you were sleeping in the living room was that, like when I moved out of my parents' house, they turned my bedroom into like an art room, right? So my mom could paint. I like to imagine that your mom just did that to your room when you were like 14.
Woody, we're turning your room into a study. I'm 11. What are you going to study?
Couch.
What are you going to study? Beating techniques, little Krav Maga with your goddamn high-heeled stilettos? It's an inside joke, Asterios. Woody was abused as a child.
Now that's why it's so funny. Okay, I was wondering.
He was beaten with shoes. Yeah, that's why we make that joke.
Not just shoes. Don't underestimate it.
That's totally fair.
And just to be clear, the abuse wasn't solely physical. There was some extreme mental terror inflicted upon him as a child. He would lose control of his bowels occasionally.
You know, see, I'm glad that you made that statement because I usually assume that physical abuse comes with no mental abuse component whatsoever. I wouldn't imagine they'd be linked, so thank you.
Yeah. Well, back to the
God,
objects.
you make me so proud. I understand your frustration in not doing as well in school, and I support you every step of the way. That's the way I want to beat my children.
Taylor, I mean, you look like you're born to beat children. I think you do it well. I think those kids could be hospitalized if you put your heart into it.
You know, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, right.
So you guys both fucked the couch. It's quite boring. If you ask
yes, how droll. Yes.
Tell me more about your peanut butter, Kyle.
I ended on that note. I love the wordplay.
That was the best shit I've ever heard.